From our studios in Scottsdale, Arizona, this is Retirement News Online. Well, it's not surprising. Medicare can be one of the most confusing parts of retirement. Between parts A, B, C, and D, and the rules about when to enroll, it's very easy to make costly mistakes. Now, in this discussion, we're going to talk with Justin Stark in Pontotoc, Mississippi, about how Medicare works, what decisions retirees face as they approach 65, and how thoughtful planning can help protect both health and wealth in retirement. So, you know, when you start talking with a client about Medicare, really it's about enrollment, and as I said, it's very, very confusing. How do you know which parts that a client's going to need?
That's a very good question. It's almost a loaded question. There's four major parts with Medicare, A, B, C, and D. C represents Medicare Advantage, which is the private outsourcing of all your Medicare benefits. The other side is the traditional Medicare route. Typically, it involves math problem, you know, prescriptions, recurring costs, you know, stuff like that. But the way we decide is I have this proprietary method that I use. It's like a visual aid, and we just plug and play with the numbers. And it usually comes down to a few things. One is needs, sometimes a little bit of want in there, and then outside of that, it's looking at future things. So sometimes people don't realize your Medicare premiums can go up. That's also where it ties into retirement planning, because it's not really called a tax, although it is that, the income-related monthly adjustment amount. If you claim too much money on income, now your premium for Medicare goes way over $200 a month, and just for Part B. So we look at all the different parts, we look at their lifestyle, and we piece that all together holistically, and then we come up with a plan for them.
You know, and I think a lot of people, think that Medicare covers everything. And I mean, it does a great job, but there are some out-of-pocket health costs that people have to assume even when they're on Medicare. How do you manage that? How do you plan for that?
We actually educate around a lot of those gaps. One that's really simple to bring up would be regular Medicare is set up as an 80-20 health insurance structure, meaning the company Medicare, the entity Medicare, pays 80%, and then the consumer, the Medicare beneficiary, would be responsible for the unlimited 20% that they would have. And I did say unlimited on purpose because most health insurance has what's called a max out-of-pocket. It puts a cap on how much they could be charged in a given calendar year, where Medicare is unlimited.
Right.
So we talk about Medicare supplements, we talk about prescription drug plans, a diagnosis that is very dangerous, and there's a lot of other ones that can cause things, but cancer. So a lot of times there's a lot of, I would say over half, the stats say that over 50% of all cancer-related costs are non-medical. And then you could get into long-term care, home health care, all of those things. Yeah,
that's another thing. I think with long-term care, Medicare covers a very small amount of it.
That's right.
And then how do you help people with, if they're, I think 70% of the population, boomers, by the data, it tells them that they're going to need some form of long-term care. If Medicare doesn't help them, how do you help them?
Yeah, we use a couple of different strategies, but the short version is we come up with a product solution, typically, such as a home health care policy, long-term care policy. Sometimes it's asset-based long-term care strategies utilizing annuities or life insurance or maybe another product that might be in their portfolio. But at the end of the day, you just need to calculate for those risks and mitigate best with the scenario that you have in front of you.
It sounds like somebody needs a professional advisor to go through this. It's probably not a good idea to just do this yourself, is it?
Yeah, I completely agree. There's too many variables.
Yeah.
I don't do my own taxes.
Good, I appreciate that. That's Justin Stark in Pontotoc, Mississippi. Thanks for watching Retirement News Online, and you can see us at retirementnewsonline.com.